Hello and welcome everybody. I am your humble host Gavin the Kitty, and today we are playing MegaManX 2 via the X Legacy Collection. So, yeah. Should I let the intro play out one more time?
Maybe, yeah, maybe you should. I think it'd be important.
It's been 6 months since the destruction of Sigma, and little has changed. The Maverick revolt started by Sigma is over, but MegaManX and the new generation of Maverick Hunters have yet to destroy all of Sigma's followers. That's not good. Led by information gained by Dr. Kane, MegaManX and the rest of the Maverick Hunters tracked the last of the Mavericks to an abandoned Reploid factory. There they hope to wipe out the last of the Resistance. Little do they suspect that the real war is about to begin. And isn't that right? So there was a bunch of stuff I didn't cover back in the X1 playthrough. So, this is MegaManX 2 versus X Hunters. We have these fun effects there. That's done by the it's by a C chip. I forget which exact one, but it allowed for fun wireframe effects on the Super Nintendo. Because yes, this is a Super Nintendo game. We are not going to be staying on the Super Nintendo forever, though. X3, I believe, we are switching straight over to the PlayStation because I like to show off better versions of these games. So, let's just jump right in here. Oh, that's a good sign.
What, are you just ripping on the SNES?
No, I won't. I really don't feel like it. There's no need. Carmix says Strem time.
So I figured out how that thing that happened the other day was. It's this. This is a new thing they added.
Oh, cool. Nice.
So anyone in chat can activate it.
There's emotes now. So, let's get to the gameplay. First up, that was Green Biker Dude. He was named by fans. Nobody else... He doesn't actually have an official name, so we just call him Green Biker Dude.
He has his own,
He has the fan game. So, let's go into a little bit more detail here on X. So, I didn't cover... So, Dr. Thomas Light created X. 100 years into the future, he was only supposed to be sealed for 50, but he was sealed for 100 because Dr. Light died in the intervening years. And while X was complete, he basically went through ethics trainings for 100 years. And just imagine what that would do to your morals. Like, he's got a very high anti-violence. This also went for minor combat training and just general mindscape. Dr. Kane was the one who found him, and from finding Dr. Light's lab, they managed to find blueprints for all sorts of robots, and were able to build off of X's design to create new Reploids. That's why they are called Reploids, because they are replicated X's. So, all of the bots, aside from X and Zero, are Reploids. X and Zero are special robot masters. So, that is some fun information for your brains. Just like in X1, we've got the dash charge. It's going to do more damage if we can dash while shooting our buster. So we're going to try to do that as much as possible. As you can see, it just absolutely tears through this guy. I should also probably get to one of the big elephants in the room. MegaManX Dive is ending its service in Japan and China this September. But the U.S., North America, the North American, Latin American, European, and Korean servers, I believe, are all staying up indefinitely until they decide to close them. So everybody's got time to play those games. I should have enough time to cover them at least. So these are our X-Hunters. We have Agile, Violin, and Surges, and there's interesting facts about all of them. I forgot to introduce my co-host. I've got Casey with me today.
Hello, everyone.
And she's going to be reading through the Maverick Hunter's Field Guide to find all sorts of interesting stuff on these guys. I marked out a couple of key pages for them, and they can just kind of go through when we need be. But for now, I'd like to ask, how's everybody in chat doing? How's all the watchers going on? How are you doing, Casey?
Doing quite good. You know, just looking through the field guide right now because it is very interesting.
A lot of fun facts in there. Another fun fact is there was actually supposed to be one other X Hunter. However, due to time constraints, they ended up scrapping it. It was supposed to be a copy of X known as X Kai. He has been since brought into the lore, but we don't have any information on him aside from he is a gold and a gold yellow and a black colored version of X with a purple gem on his head. He has a figure, and that's about all we got of him. So take that from that what you will. But here's our bosses for today. Off on this what appears to be an island. We've got Morph Moth, Wire Sponge, Overdrive Ostrich, Bubble Crab, Wheel Gator, Crystal Snail, the Flame Stag, and Magna Centipede. Sorry, my brain is not running today, I suppose.
You got this.
We're just gonna jump right in here to Wire Sponge, and right away, there's going to be some clear differences in the stage design compared to the last game. So last game had a lot of very vertical sections. Sometimes it would like to go like very horizontal, but then they'd like to shoot you straight upwards. This time around it's a lot more vertical, and they like to hide things behind the foreground. There was a heart piece right here.
I definitely wouldn't have found it.
That is fair. There is actually, I'll show you guys what's up with these in a second. For now, I'll just destroy it, show you that nothing happens. Karmic says he's doing work, but not too busy. Well, that's good, at least. I just hope you can focus on your work today, though, Karmic.
Whoa.
Yeah, so those...
This, I assume, is a giant terrarium?
Yes, it is. This is actually to test the effects of weather on different animal species. This entire area has been overrun by, was overseen by Wire Sponge. However, he went Maverick, and it's unclear why.
Waze, would you like me to read off some things about Wire Sponge? Well,
if you could read a few things here or there, but I don't want to go in too much detail. Down here is an area we will get to eventually. For now, the door does not open for us. If you got any interesting tidbits, though, that would be great.
Alright. Give me a second.
Alright.
So Wire Sponge was created in one of the robotic factories used by Sigma to produce more Mavericks for his army. With the purpose of helping former Maverick Hunter to conquer... Wait. I completely misread that. I'm sorry.
Now we have wind and lightning.
Wind and lightning.
Wind and lightning. Those enemies put down different objects depending on the weather. And if it's raining and thundering, it'll hit the ground and create one of those little bugs. In hot weathers, they just shatter.
So, Wire Sponge is able to control different weather types and weather phenomenon is what I meant to say. From what I'm reading.
Yeah, he doesn't get a chance to really use them because his boss battle is all indoors.
That's fair, but we can see the many effects that he can cause here.
Yes.
Such as rain, extreme drought, I believe. Is
Yep, extreme heat.
That's what I meant. I'm sorry. He can't cause sleet and hail, can he?
No, but he can cause lightning.
He can cause lightning.
Yeah.
Still a pretty powerful boss to be aware of.
He hits hard, but the thing about Wire Sponge is that Wire Sponge's biggest enemy is himself. He's slow, and he picked a really bad spot to stay. Especially because all of the items in his stage are super easy to come by, so it makes it very, very easy for us to just kind of quickly avoid him.
I like his weapon, though. I believe they're kunai?
That right there is something else. I don't remember exactly. So here's the trick to this guy. Stand right here. You can't hit him while he does that, but just like that.
There we go, he's dead.
Yeah, here's the thing about Wire Sponge. If you hit him, if you destroy him with Overdrive Ostrich's weapon, he actually splits in half. We'll see that in the refight. This was supposed to be a gimmick throughout all of them. If you hit the boss with the weakness, the death animation would be completely different. They didn't get to do all of that due to time constraints. You're going to see a lot of these early X games. A lot didn't go right because of time constraints. They're still good games, they just missed some of that polish that X1 had because they had a bit more time.
I like the weapon get screen though. It is really, really great.
Oh, it's all clean. Going into Wheel Gator here. So we're probably going to have to go back to certain stages depending on what's up, but that's only just to go after the X Hunters. The X Hunters are going to be our main baddies for this one. At least for the first half. I'm sorry if anybody is motion sickness. This stage likes to wreak havoc with the YouTube frame rate. So what's actually going on here is the stage is shifting left and right violently. And what that allows for is this nice effect of going over bumpy terrain and crushing cars. Because this is a giant battle tank that is rampaging through a city. So our main goal is get to the front of it and stop it. And this is Wire Sponge's weapon. It allows us to grab onto walls, enemies, all sorts of stuff. But our main target is going to be this wall up here. If I can shoot it off at the right time. I should note that I am playing on the X Legacy Collection. It does have input lag, and we are going to feel it quite a bit in X3. But we're not playing it on the Legacy Collection. X2, I feel, has some of the lesser input lag of the entire series, but I still can't make that, so...
you were really close, like twice.
We will come back to that. Looks like we got somebody new in chat, if you want to read that out, Case.
Alright, we got Skylar coming in to say hello, and they're asking how you've been.
I've been in pain. Let me elaborate here. I have a hole in the back of my left molar, and it has been causing me quite a bit of pain. I've got a small piece of, like, temporary plastic over top of it right now to cover up the nerve, but for the past couple days I have been in quite a bit of pain, and it's been very difficult to talk, so... But other than that, I've been quite well. Here's our first ride armor for the game. Unlike in X1, I believe these guys stay in their ride armor at all time. And here's the next heart piece. So, you might be wondering how we're going to get that since we don't have any dash boots or anything. That's another thing, a big change. We actually don't need to get any dash boots this time around. We have it from the start. So, automatically better than X1, am I right?
Isn't that the only armor piece that was built into X after 1?
No.
Really?
Actually. We'll get to that later on in the series, but it seems like all of the Mavericks in the intervening 6 months stepped up their firepower to actually match with X. Oh, invincibility frames.
Oh, you were trying to get iframes so you could climb up that wall.
Yep. It's a really difficult trick. I think I'm going to save it. Luckily, it puts us right here. We could try again if I really wanted to, but we'll come back to the stage. We'll probably have to anyways due to the X-Hunters. So what the X-Hunters are going to do are they are going to swap around from different stages, and what we have to do is find them and defeat them. And as long as we defeat them, we will get a part of Zero. Because while Zero got destroyed in the last game, nobody was done with Zero because Zero is cool. So what ended up happening was we had to rebuild them. We had to put them back together. It's like Legos, except for kids.
Legos? I was going to say Bionicle.
I was going... originally, I was going to title today's episode... I was going to title today's episode either... it's Legos, except with Zero.
You should have went with Bionicle Zero.
No. Because... You see, everybody compares building computers with Legos, but for adults.
I've never heard of that.
You've never heard that.
No.
Okay, well,
This is news to me.
a lot of people who have no idea the way they introduce PC building to a lot of people is oh, it's like Legos except for an adults. It's like, no, it's Lego except it breaks if you breathe on the pieces too much.
That's fair.
But
Oh, you're refilling your herb tank, I assume?
I am refilling my one tank. It looks like it's almost.
Oh, your sub tank. My bad.
It's almost full. There's the new menu for today for this game. We're not gonna see it too much, so soak it in now.
It's got a really nice teal color to it.
It does. All of the X 1 through 3 have nice teal colors to them. I'm still telling you that I don't care what the packaging says for that fur we bought. It's not freaking it's not freaking turquoise. It's cyan.
Boof.
I'm just talking about the fur we bought.
Anyways, this is Wheel Garrett.
Wheel Garrett.
Yeah, Wheel Garrett.
Who the hell's Garrett?
This guy. Wheel Gator is what I meant to say, chat.
Yeah, he is a
highly aggressive Reploid. Sigma acquired him due to his aggressiveness, and upon hiring him, he gave him a tank.
Yep.
Which is this one, which he's attacking with right now.
Yep, and this is the oil. He likes to bathe in the oil of other Reploids, which is the whole reason he's crushing the cars and stuff in the city, because he wants the oil. It's.
I feel like Flame Stag would be his weakness.
Actually, it's Wire Sponge here.
That's interesting.
And the whole reason behind it is, if you've ever been gator wrangling, they often use a rope.
Oh. I've never been.
They'll use thick wire to wrangle around gators, or at least they used to. I don't know if they still do.
They don't.
I'm sure they don't anymore.
Because it just became extremely violent, and they started killing off gators more than just wrestling them.
Yeah. Don't wrestle gators.
No.
I don't care if you are from Florida. You don't need to wrestle the gators.
Or your Crocodile Dundee.
I thought he died.
I know he's dead.
I thought he died wrestling a gator.
He did.
Alright.
Rest in peace.
Anyways, so we're gonna refill our health here. Give it another couple of goes. This fight is a lot easier with the extra heart piece and the armor part, but once again, we'll be back to this stage, I'm sure, because X2 likes to...
Armor part?
Yeah!
Oh, I thought there was an armor.
There is armor. There is armor in every X game.
Okay.
So, the first armor we got was the... I like to... bleh. Most of the canon lore stuff says it's called the first armor. I like to call it the X armor because it shoots up his abilities. The X2 armor I like to call the Surge armor, but everybody else calls it the second armor. So we will call it the second armor just for the sake of less confusion.
Anyways,
he dead.
And you'd think that combustion would just set off the oil.
You'd think.
Fried X.
I mean, the thing is we're probably also ripping into the core and pulling out any parts that could explode, so...
You know what? Yeah, that's probably true. That is a cool...
Cool weapon?
That's a cool weapon, just got a really bad name. Spin wheel.
Yeah.
I get
All
it,
right.
though, but still.
Once you beat 2 bosses, the X-Hunters come out. They've analyzed X, they've been watching your movements, all of these bases have been basically set up to spy on you. Time to move forward. And here's Dr. Kane, the first sight of him that we will see in this entire series. I believe this is one of the few times we see him. We don't see him after X4, so...
He didn't die yet.
He died in X4.
Oh, he died in X4?
He died before X4 began.
Oh.
You see, since Sigma was the leader of the Maverick Hunters, X became the leader. And in his place, while he's out doing these hunting missions, Dr. Kane is here trying his best to help solve the problem that he caused. Because he feels it was his problem to begin with for starting the Maverick Wars. Because he made Sigma and the rest of the Mavericks. And the rest of the Reploids, to be perfectly honest.
Well, then again, he didn't raise them to be that way.
No, and he didn't intend to raise them. His thing was,
well, you know what I meant.
He just wanted them to help out humanity like the Robot Masters did in the past. Dr. Kane will never see the what terror he ended up accidentally raising. So, we've got one in Overdrive Ostrich, one in Morph Moth, and one in Flame Stag. Let's see here. Morph Moth, right? Alright, we're not going to be able to beat Morph Moth with his weakness here, but we will be able to get that part, I believe. There's Morph Moth.
I like the new screen, by the way.
The new,
yeah, the selection screen.
My favorite one is probably X6, but...
X6 in the transition or the actual screen itself?
The transition. The actual screen itself I have to give to X8, because it's...
I like ones a lot more.
Alright.
You could get more information out of it.
Well, you get a lot of information here as well. You get all of their stats and stuff and where they're located, but it's all one thing on one screen. So, here is... We have not acquired the hidden item part yet. We haven't acquired the helmet part, but... Breakable walls. They happen. Stay alert. Down here in the Drunk Heap is another armor part. Enter this capsule. This enhancement will modify your body armor. I'm slurring my words all over the place today. You can absorb damage and transfer it into an explosive weapon energy.
Oh, that reminds me of Black Panther.
You can describe it in a second after you see it. So, here's what it's gonna do. That is a full screen wipe.
That is awesome.
That only refills by getting hit.
And it refills while you're just using any other thing, which is even...
No, yeah, all you gotta do is just get damaged.
Okay, because I was about to say, if I have to be in that in order to absorb damage, that'd be too much.
Nope, you do not. I will showcase it plenty going forward. For now, we are looking...
What is this challenge?
What is this challenge?
I can just imagine X thinking that as he's doing this, all these bots are like, dude.
Here's a fun mini-boss. So, the X-Hunters will actually swap where they are positioned each time you go to a level. So, if you don't find one of the X-Hunters on your first go-around, don't worry. Now, the thing is that if you wait too long and beat too many bosses, the X-Hunters will come back, will leave the field forever. So that is why we are going after them first. It'll give us a chance to revisit stages, go over different pieces of the lore, and also, just in general, discuss what's going on here, because there's a lot to go over. So, I love the MegaManX franchise, right? This series is near and dear to me. I've been playing it for years. But my main thing is people are very broken up about X-Dive being shut down. Part of the fan base who don't understand what mobile gaming is are furious that the servers are being shut down, especially so soon. Another subset of fans that do understand how mobile games work are calling it doom and gloom for the entire franchise because, oh, well, there's one game down, time to cancel the next. And I am somewhere else entirely. I am going, well, we know there's a new game in development. We know it wasn't being directed by, what's-his-name, who just recently left Capcom. So here's our first X-Hunter. Violet. I'll get back to my thought in just a second. Violin here is using a sword. I don't think he knows how to use a sword properly.
Violet? That's not violent.
Oh, sorry. Agile. There you go. Any interesting facts yet? Or are we...
trying.
You're trying? It's alright. I figured this would be a little bit of a toughie.
I'm trying to read through this while not like giving away story as we're going through it.
That's...
This does have some spoilers for the story of this game in particular.
Well, that's what the field guide is meant for. It's meant for just...
Okay. The analytical intelligence officer of the group Agile first faced off against X by displaying his elite swordsmanship with the beam saber. This can be compared to either both Sigma and X. Later in the series, of course.
There we go. I may have failed, but you will never live to see Zero. And with that, we got Zero part number 3. The door reopens, or was supposed to. And down there, we can see his feet. We got his legs. He's nothing but feeties. But as you can see, we have filled up a little bit of the Giga Crush. We need a full meter, though, to actually use the weapon.
I just thought of something really funny. You just only collect his head and the feet, and then just combine them.
That is something that fans have done. Fans will put together any reason to make it feet and head, man. Trust me, it is a skin in most fan games that allow for skins. It is a joke thing from a comic that somebody did because they couldn't fit all of the sprite onto their sheet or didn't know how to expand the canvas like that. So, feet and head, man. Yeah, nope, that's a thing.
Feet and head, man.
So these guys will latch onto you. I'm going to go ahead and show what they do in a little bit.
I was gonna say, these things kind of look like face huggers.
Oh, trust me, they are. I am not hitting the jump button.
So they input random inputs?
They pick an input and go. For these guys, they are just picking to jump. They can also pick to just shoot, and I believe one of them was meant to do just dash, but that one never got implemented.
Because they thought it would be too chaotic?
Probably just a bit. And we got this guy again. Because of course.
And this one can assimilate full control over anything it picks.
Nah, he just does the scrap heap stuff.
Okay.
Of course, we've got this magnet overhead, so it's going to be swapping some stuff. So, I said that I'd be talking a little bit about Sonic today, and I think now is a pretty good time to do that. So, today, of all days, Sega announced Sonic Superstars, a new 2D Sonic game set in the classic series with, let's say 3D, 2D graphics. I am both excited, nervous, and ready for it.
You seemed more scared than nervous.
I wasn't expecting it. When people said they were working on a new 2D game, I expected, oh, we're probably going to get a Rush game or something. Because it seems like Sega wants to go back to, you know, their stuff.
Then they just pulled the complete 180 on you.
Then they pulled a 180. So this is Morph Moth. As you can see, he's still in his cocoon. So, our main goal is just to get him out of the cocoon. If I fought... this fight is actually one fight where I think it's really fun to do it without any, without his weakness. It's tough, but it's fun. So, he has this move.
And this is him grabbing parts, I assume?
He's just... wrangling them around the junkyard. and then he tosses him off. He is based on a specific type of moth, and once he's got enough damage dealt to him, the ceiling opens up, and the boss fight becomes very vertical, and Morph Moth will shoot his laser at us.
I'm trying to think of the moth. I know what you're talking about. I used to know that.
It's a dirt moth, I know that much. But there's a certain type of it. It's, there's a Pokemon based on it. It starts with a W. Why can't I think of the... Butterfree. Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
No, I will search it up when I get the chance. Or no, wait, the guide should tell me. Or at least give me a hint to what the actual name of the moth is.
Should.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Shoulda, coulda was sponge. Wire sponge is based on a sea sponge, not a normal kitchen sponge.
Whoever thought that needs to rethink.
Well, I've known a few people who are very uneducated in both animals and everything else, so... Let's just say I have to tell people stuff. So here's the Giga attack, and we're gonna go ahead and use it. Hit him a couple times here. Morthmoth's a fun fight until he gets out of his cocoon. Then he just wrecks me 3 ways to Sunday. My little preview window has lagged behind quite a bit. I feel bad because I've been gone for so long. We're just not getting the views today.
It's called a bagworm moth.
Bagworm moth, thank you.
I'm gonna search this little guy up.
If I remember correctly, they're kind of terrifying.
Yep, that's right. That's the cocoon.
I don't like bugs, so...
Oh yeah, that's right.
I've seen it. I know what it looks like.
Yeah,
but...
it's the type of moth that builds armor around itself, or for its cocoon.
Yeah, and you can even see it building that armor every time it spins around.
Actually, that's supposed
spins the dirt around.
That right there on it is supposed to be like wood for its cocoon.
Yeah, well, this one's made of metal, so.
No, it's not.
Oh,
It's
clearly.
made out of natural materials. It's a moth.
Yes.
Jokingly, of course, chat.
Yes, Casey, that's a moth.
But that moth is really beautiful. The way it just spirals the twigs like that.
Yep. There's all sorts of really cool stuff with Mavericks in these games. I think that MegaManX has gotten me more into animals and just the idea of anthro characters as a whole.
This is the Furry Mega Man game.
I say Zero's a bit more that direction, but
Really?
yeah.
I haven't seen the Zero bosses. I've only seen you show me clips of like
We will
Zero stages and
we will-
how they differ.
we'll get to Zero because
Oh yeah, that's right.
it's literally right after X, and the X games are only going to take us 3 weeks.
But when will we get to Zero?
Right afterwards? Question mark. They play differently enough for me to be like, all right. As you can see here, the sprite up there of X is built out of different layers as well, so they were able to layer over top the armor part.
I still love that screen. It's just beautiful.
Now we got two. Now only 2 are gonna come down. Let's see what.
Violins over there.
So we've got deep sea bass, which I hate doing. So what's the other one? Of course. All right. Well, I could do it. I actually have his weakness now. This is Magna Centipede. We are going to revisit this stage later on in the game, but only because they decided to reuse his stage for something, which I think is a little odd. You're gonna encounter quite a lot of weird lore there. So this whole stage is about being sneaky. So avoid the spotlights where you can. If you can't, don't destroy that guy. Just go this way. and then back this way.
You can't use, I almost said Sea Sponge's weapon.
I can use Wire Sponge's weapon.
Wire Sponge.
It just might take a little bit.
All the parts that we want to get, we won't be able to get them this stream for some reason.
Of course not. Well, we'll have to come back for it. This stage isn't too bad. It's, actually, the bad part is going to be right before the mini-boss, because if we are going after Zero's parts, we're going to be struggle bussing. As you can see, the blocks here like to crush you, so keep in mind what color does what. Pink can be destroyed. Or maybe it's more of a purple.
Give me a second. I'm getting a call.
Alright. Alright, well, while Casey's taking that, I can just keep on breezing through the level here. Zenny, welcome. Hello, welcome. How you doing, bud? Chat's been weirdly quiet today. Here's a mini-boss that uses the power of the Super Nintendo. So, and that custom fancy chip they made. Ooh, it feels like... Nope, we're still not filled up. You were helping make food? Well, I'm glad you're here today now, because I need some people talking. I've been, we've run through a couple of bits of lore and facts here, but today it's just me and Casey. Casey had to take a phone call, so. And just like that, another boss is down. Here's the tough part. Without the dash boots, we are going to be struggle bussing through this bit here. Alright, now we gotta just dash quickly as fast as we can. And Asthma? And Tasma. Hello, welcome. I believe that's how you say it. I know it's the boss from Paper Mario. He was making an idea for some... My from bed's gonna have a bagel and put some other stuff on it. Oh, cool, nice. Well, we are going to be up against the next of the X Hunters. This gentleman here is known as Surge's. Surge's dialogue was changed in the US's version. I don't know why, but it's for the good of all. Or so he says. He looks a lot like a mad doctor we once knew in the classic games, and that's not for, that's not for the sake of it. That is, honest to God, what's going on here. This is one part of Dr. Wily, specifically in Ambition. So, we have Isoc and Surges. And they have both been confirmed to be a part of Dr. Wily in the future. This one in particular has a lot of his engineering prowess. And I'm sure Wily's just loving having the mobility back. We're going to go ahead and use my sub-tank here. But how is everybody doing today? I hope they're all doing well. We're just gonna keep him at bay. As long as he's got about 3 on field, we'll try not to spawn another. He pushed X there, that's great. You should try to win every match. I am trying to win every match. But welcome, Velomentals. Welcome. You have nearly delayed the inevitable. We will meet again. And with that, we have another part of Zero. We're trying to put him back together. So, we got Zero part number 1. I believe that's his head. Yep. So we have legs and head. Just what Casey wanted. Speaking of Casey, she should be here back rather soon. So, on top of X2, and X Dive, and then Sonic Superstars. I've been playing a lot of Street Fighter 6. I have a lot of really good things to say about that game. Oh boy, I was very anxious. So this guy right here will get stronger the more of the icons that you are, the more of the sensors have caught you. Not those particular ones, but were others in that last room. Luckily, since we went and fought, we didn't get caught by any, and we fought Surges, he actually is his weakest form right now. If we don't beat Magna Centipede, which we should, I have his weakness. Try to get some health here. That didn't work. Lots of grounded and chilling the pals. Well, that's nice. That is nice, nice, nice. Good for you, Zen. Alright, up we go. As you can see, the blocks here are gonna try and push us into the pits. We're just gonna hop right over them. Let's take on Magna Centipede. I'm actually doing really well. I wasn't sure how today was gonna go. I decided against practice. Something about the X series just makes me not want to practice them. So, but there's a weakness, and we got rid of his tail. That tail could grab us. This is the best spot to spawn in. We just kind of want to... best spot to stand in. Sorry, not spawn in. What am I talking about? So we just stand here and we just kind of shoot the gun left and right. He does this neat effect. I love this animation. I like how it just zooms in and out on him. But yeah, he likes to be a ninja. I don't know why this is his weakness, but it is. I couldn't tell you what makes moths and scorpions different, or centipedes different, but... Are they mortal enemies or something? Is there something I'm not getting onto here? Alright, well, we're out of that, so... Yes, exit utility, because I literally want to just leave the stage. We're gonna try to get all Zero's parts. I really don't want to do Bubble Crab, though. I'm just picky about doing that stage. The way to get to the X Hunter in that in Bubble Crab's level is just annoying, and I don't like doing it. So, Ninja Boy, yes he is. Warping all over the place. Gary, the rest is best game ever. Yes, I would say it's a really good game. I wouldn't say it's my favorite in the X series, and I wouldn't say it's the best game ever, but it's pretty damn up there. It's real good. Magnet Mine is actually a weapon that you can control with up and down, and I believe you can also pick when it goes off, like the remote mine from Mega Man and Bass. Violin is now in... oh shoot. So I don't actually want to do this stage yet, but I guess we're going to have to. So Flame Stag here is a really fun stage to do. It's rather short, but I think his design is just wonderful. The fight, I believe he had a fight in MegaManX Dive. That was pretty fun to watch, at least. I haven't played it yet, so... I do plan on covering a little bit of X Dive. I do have an account and everything, and I've got the US version, so I can just pop it in and play it, and pick it up at any time, but I don't think we'll be doing everything. Here's our first item. It is another E-Tank, or Sub-Tank, not E-Tank. What am I talking about? Which version is this? Is this the blue boy or the blue boy with the red gem? Me being a dork aside, we're just gonna get X all the way up this way. Grab that heart piece. Oh, I'm trying. There we go. Just barely. So that's a tough one right there. If anybody's played X, I would love, or any of the X games, I'd love to hear thoughts, opinions, and whatnot. Of course I die. If we game over, we'll see which stage he moves to, and then we'll go there. Because I really don't want to do Flame Stack. So I believe it is once you're down to 2 stages, I believe that they stop, the X-Hunters actually stop coming out to the main field. But here is where we are going to fight Violin. Everybody's got their own weaknesses as well, but we're not going to see those until after we do these fights. Crush you like a tin can, of course. The X-Hunters are absolutely vicious. They will eat through your health. With the armor part, it doesn't actually stop double damage. It just fills up your energy, so... Oh, good. We got Crystal Snail. Do I have his weakness? I think I do. We should be able to both beat Violin here and stop Crystal Snail. That's the whole thing about figuring out X2, is figuring out a good order to do. We are about an hour in, though, so I'd like to remind everybody, if you're enjoying what you're watching, share it with a friend, leave a like, subscribe, stick around, drop a comment, do all the fun stuff, because I've got more MegaManX on the way. I love this series so much that, at this point, you'd be hard-pressed to see me not attempt to beat this whole series. We're gonna go for this extra life here. Up and over we go. And here's our next mini-boss. This one is going to be done by Wheel Gator. I'm gonna need to mute my mic for just a moment, folks. Give me just a second. And Casey's back.
Hello, everyone.
We are going... Oh, that was loud.
Sorry.
Alright.
I was really far from the mic. I didn't want to...
Oh, you're good. You're good. Anyways, we have the next part here.
Alright, what do we got?
This is the helmet piece. This enhancement will modify your radar optics. It uses some energy, but with it, you will be able to see objects that you could not see before.
That's good.
Good luck, X. So, here's how this works. We have this beautiful looking helmet.
For one.
And it will show you the location of hidden walls.
Nice.
As well as breakable walls and items. But we have to use this. It's not as useful for me, but for you guys at home, it is a wonderful item. And since it's so free to get, it's really not a big deal. You just have to fall down this pit and go to the left. We're going to make our way across here. Here is one where if I had the charged weapon, I could actually show you something really cool. I'm going to try to show it off in Bubble Crab stage, but I need to get the leg part first.
That was spooky.
What, the block?
Yeah.
Yeah, crystals can be scary.
So I assume you're on Crystal Snail?
Yep. And I think I missed the X-Hunter. Actually, I know I missed the X-Hunter. I know right where it's at, too.
And you missed it? Yeah, there ain't no way.
Yeah,
You're
there's...
gonna have to start over again. There he is!
Yeah, so we got a leg and head case.
Yay, leg and head.
We got all sorts of new people in chat, too.
Yeah. So let's see here. I'm pretty sure you've read up to... Hello, Zenny.
I have read up to Hi Zenny. Oh, it won't let me go back any further. Well, I'll take a game over here then.
Just so you can get to the front.
Well, just so we can... I knew. No, Zenny, you're not new. I'm talking about the other two people who appeared and then... Or other three that appeared and then just ran away.
I get that.
A little shocking.
It always happens to me. I
was hoping they would subscribe or something, but alright. We have been growing quite a bit lately. So... How many lives do I have? One? Alright.
Just this and then the next one.
This one and the next one. Don't mean to make people wait, but I just really want to do all of the X-Hunter stuff. I want to get all parts of Zero, I want to get the good ending. Because what kind of friend would X be if you only got 2 of the parts? And if you only get 2 or 1 of the parts, the X-Hunters raid the base and get the other parts back. Alright, and now we gotta go to the desert base.
Then it would just be Zero, but fruit.
No. They steal the parts and rebuild him and force you guys to fight.
Fruit Zero.
No. What are you talking about?
It's a protogen without the middle part of its body. Just had no feet.
I love how the younger generation just don't use words anymore.
That is part of the... whatever.
Anyways, on to Violin. Almost like he's violent. Sergeant.
Viola.
So it's Violent, Sergeant, and, like, Sergeant is supposed to be Sergeant. Violent is supposed to be Violent, and Agile is Agile. That is what's that is the pun that's going on with their name.
That is... I heard surges and I was just like, surges of electricity? Like, what are these?
Nope.
You fought him already, so I didn't get to see that.
Yeah, I also went over the fact that he is Dr. Wily.
Yeah, I remember you talking to me about that.
He's a part of Dr. Wily. He's not all of him.
Plus, they look practically about the same, minus the beard. From what I assume is to be a beard, from the art of him.
Possibly. I don't know why X dashed there. I got scared as heck. Now the unification's in jeopardy. Well, yeah, why'd you come out here to fight me? With the part. And with that, we got all 3 parts.
Let's rebuild Zero.
Oh, Dr. Kane is already on it. So, Zero is actually going to get a whole bunch of stuff from this game. Those are an enemy we'll see later on. And this is our first ride bike section. We saw this during the intro. As you can see, we can turn around. We can also dash with it. Our main goal is going to be to bring this as far into the stage as we possibly can. I can actually make it up that if I would have dashed at the right time. Because we're going to have to be back here to actually get the heart piece up there.
Whoa.
Yeah. That is a one-shot, you're dead. There is a few other ways to get it. But I don't have a charged buster or an air dash yet, so... Well, speaking of the devil. Hello, Sin. Welcome. This is going to give us the main drive unit. With it, you'll be able to dash while in mid-air. Use it wisely. And here is one of the abilities that just keeps coming back, and I absolutely adore it. This is the dash boots. Let me explain some tech for you. This is possible, but you cannot do both. So use it wisely. X3, there's an upgrade that gives you two dashes, and that will allow you to do that and then an air dash. And yes, your momentum follows through on both dashes. X3 allows you to just go absolutely insane. We're still going to need the buster part, but I'll take the death there just to get my health back. Alrighty. So what'd you think of X2 so far, Case?
I'm really liking this one. It's a nice like continuation of 1.
Only 6 months after 1, too.
That's fair. I mean, do you realize how close in time that is?
Yeah.
Like, what was the time difference between the ending of 1 and 2 for Classic?
A year and 1 month.
A year and 1 month. Like, that's enough time to prepare. And then you have this.
6 months.
That's
So
pretty little time, if you really think about it.
since they've been seeing a lot of Capcom sales. Yes, because it is the 40th anniversary of Capcom existing. So all sorts of sales are going on. In fact, the X series right now is I think $7.
$7?
Yeah, it's
For both or just
for
first
each,
level?
I believe. The Zero ZX collection is $10 right now.
Dang.
Yeah, so go take advantage of that, folks. This is Overdrive Ostrich. He has one of the biggest stages in the entire X series, and if I'm not mistaken, I think he might have the biggest stage in the X series. I don't believe I have his weakness. How much is that?
Oh, he has arms. I didn't even realize he had arms.
Yeah, he's got him on his side, like, I want to speak to your manager.
So, in canon, Overdrive Ostrich is a Karen. Gotcha.
Probably.
I'm pretty sure the MegaManX collections are on sale. Or wait, you read that already?
I didn't read that, but yeah. I believe they are. We could check real quick if we wanted to,
I
but
can.
you
My
can.
Switch is right behind me.
Yeah,
But, we gotta focus on this.
we're gonna focus on this for now.
Yeah.
I'll shill out some of my favorite games later on. I'm not sponsored, by the way. I'd love to be sponsored,
By
but
Capcom, that'd be awesome.
that'd be chill as hell. But I'm not actually sponsored, so. This background is super cool. I love how far away it is from an actual city. Like we went from the start of the desert all the way out here because of that rocket. And we stopped it from hitting the people. So X is just out here being a good boy.
He's a good baby boo-bop.
Yep. I should probably get into some details on a canceled project that happened. So there was Retro Studios approached Capcom with the idea of making a MegaManX first-person shooter. And this would have involved 3 games. It would have been a trilogy. X1 would have been a retelling of X1. X2 would have continued that story, ending off with X being more powerful than ever. And then 3 would be Zero going to stop X because X had grown so powerful, he went mad with power. But X2 would have involved X and Zero fighting together alongside each other. But that game never came out, so I can try to reactivate Zero to help, but I need more time. Before you can reinstall his control chip, try to slow them down. Good luck. So, that's our mission. Slow them down.
Isn't that what you're already doing?
Pretty much, yeah. After this point, I believe I believe after you're down to 2 bosses, they stop appearing altogether. So, you really do have a slim chance to actually get the Zero parts. They really wanted you to go and fight Zero in the final stages. We've gotten all sorts of parts. Let's go ahead and head back to Wheel Gator real quick and get some parts that we missed. Shall we?
Alright.
So first up is going to be the Buster.
Are you gonna do anything when the Pokemon DLC comes out?
We don't like that game.
What game? Anyways,
That's funny.
no, Sin, I don't plan on doing anything when Pokemon comes out. Every chance I've gotten, it's been disappointing. I'm not buying it. Sorry, Scarlet and Violet were so buggy, I probably lost my save file. I'm too scared to check. And at this rate, I don't want to touch the series. Sorry, not sorry. It just wasn't fun, and every time I streamed Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, something else went wrong. Let's see, the first time it was real buggy, the second time it was buggy after enough time, the third time we had Nazis show up, and the fourth time we had a bunch of LGBTQ plus people show up, and it just has not been fun, so I'm not going to do it. I don't plan on going back to Pokemon until they figure out what in the hell it means to optimize a game. So, but we have a double charge shot now.
Nice.
I do plan on playing the new Sonic game, though. That will be done on the channel. So, this has two functions here. We've got this one where we can wait, and then we've got one more where if we do both of them at the same time. So, you kind of have all the time in the world to charge, and it's going to be a huge benefit to us, because I believe that second charge shot actually ignores certain iframes. You can kind of look at this as a further adaptation of the power gear. Also, when having the boots and the arms upgraded together, we actually have the ability to climb ladders faster. So, that's fucking cool. Alright, so I'm going to attempt to bait out a shot here, because I still need to get hit. That's still way too high for us. We need Flame Stag's weapon. Alright, well,
I'm curious. What will Flame Stag's weapon do?
we will find out in a moment. So we have Bubbles. We have all of their weaknesses at the moment. So, well, except for Flame Stag. So I guess we will go for. Yeah, why not? We'll go for Bubble Crab. Bubble Crab's has a fantastic theme. It was later remixed for X5. I believe in the patch that I'm going to be using, you're actually going to see Duff McWhalen's actual theme. But we have this beautiful background here.
That is pretty. Oh, and it's animated too.
And it's drawn all the way out. The music here is just great. I love the way this sounds. So, definitely worth checking out. And here's our first main gimmick for this stage. A security drone! You wanna know how you beat the security drone? You get up to it with a Giga Crush, and you blow it sky high.
It went down though.
Yep. And now here's a hidden room, and one that we're going to be visiting. That's right, it'll pull junk from the level. And in hidden rooms, it'll give you health, weapon, extra lives, everything you need to go and fight Sigma.
That's freaking nuts.
Yep. There's a few of those all over the place. I'll show off the one in Crystal Snail as well. We already saw it, but I didn't get to show what it does. I didn't know that was there on my first 6 playthroughs of this game. So grinding for health was an absolute hassle. Now it's not so much. Here's what the weapon's like without that, by the way. And that'll shatter apart in, I believe, 8 directions.
This background is beautiful, by the way.
Oh yeah, we are.
This is also part of the top layer, or did it switch?
It switched.
Okay.
It switched when you weren't looking.
It's about to switch again.
Yep, there it did. You just see it. If you watch the color palettes, you can see when they switch. Believe it or not, if you don't destroy that guy, you cannot enter here to fight an X-Hunter. So, be sure to destroy that guy. My recommendation, get the body armor before you go here. You can destroy each individual part. I think that's way harder than what you can actually do, so don't worry about it.
X's color combo with this armor looks really good, honestly.
Yeah, it's much more red. It's almost reminiscent of Zero's design with the fins on the helmet.
It is. You know what? It kind of looks like a what were they called? It was a Soul Cross, I believe, in the Battle Network series that Mega Man EXE could do.
Oh, are you talking about the Soul Unisons from the
Soul
anime?
Unisons.
From the anime?
Yes, that's it.
That or the cross fusions.
I don't remember which one that was.
Are you talking about the ones where Lan and Mega Man become one, or are you talking about combining
two Navis?
That was Soul Unison's cross fusion or cross soul and oh shoot, now I can't think of it.
It's okay. Well, that's what I was saying. It kind of looks like that, as if Zero and X fuse.
Gotcha.
I didn't want to use the term from Dragon Ball, because obviously this isn't Dragon Ball. I wanted to use something.
It has some Dragon Ball influences, but a lot of the Capcom staff actually pull more from older mangas. Believe it or not, there's all sorts of JoJo references and stuff like Street Fighter and Resident Evil. There's stuff from Fist of the North Star and classic Mega Man. Astro
Capcom
Boy.
did a JoJo game.
They did. They are all for doing anime and manga adaptation stuff. It just has to be older, as can be seen, because they do pull from those references. You just have to know what you're looking at, because they won't pull from modern stuff. They'll always pull from those older.
I forget
by
which,
the book.
Which classic game did we play that has a reference to Journey to the East?
Journey to the West.
Journey to the West. Excuse me.
It was the Wily Wars,
That's right.
and that's an older novel.
Either way,
But either way, it's still an older literary reference, which is nice. So we got everything, or did we get the heart piece there?
you didn't grab any heart piece. You went through the entire level without grabbing a single heart piece.
Okay, we'll get back to that then. I'm just gonna finish up the stages and then do cleanup, because it's gonna make things so much easier for me to understand and what I'm missing. So back into Flame.
He doesn't have any horns.
Back to Flame Stag we go. Yeah, because they're fire.
I mean, that's kind of cool, but when they go out, he just kind of looks like a doe.
Yeah, he doesn't like being called a doe. That actually is one of his pet peeves, if I remember correctly from the book.
Well, it's gonna make sense because you don't see antlers. What's the first thing you think of?
Well, if I don't see antlers, it's probably a dog.
What?
Well, I'm just saying, if I'm out and about, and I don't see antlers, it's probably a dog. If it's on the side of the
Grinch reference.
What? No. I'm just being honest. I don't see deer that often. Now, if I see a deer on the side of the road...
No, I meant if it was a deer without antlers.
It's probably dead, then.
I can't... whatever. Just stop.
Casey trying to say that deer and does are very similar. Me, it's probably dead.
Stags and does.
Bucks and...
Bucks, that's... Oh my gosh.
Bucks
I
and
still got it wrong.
barns. Stags and does. You mean bucks?
Bucks, yeah.
Stags are any four-legged animal with horns or antlers.
That's right.
So, for all we know, this could be a reindeer.
He looks like Rudolph with that red nose.
We're also I forgot to mention, this is a shield as well. Underwater, it allows us to jump even higher.
Let the voice of love take you higher. Sorry.
Yeah, there's all sorts of little secondary stuff with all the weapons that we're gonna end up encountering. I'm gonna get to some of the changes they do in Extreme when we do that game. I'm only doing one playthrough of Extreme. I know there are technically 3 run-throughs of that game, but we're only doing the final run-through. Alright, slip right on through here. Ooh, so violent.
So is that a continuous shot, or is that just a one shot for the?
It's one shot, but it's multi-hit. Here he's gone blue. He'll deal more damage. He's a lot faster now, but you won't notice if you're using the weakness. I suppose I could let him climb the walls, but where's the fun in that?
Green.
This is another fight that's really fun to do Buster only. So.
I don't blame you.
Honestly, though, I think that a lot of these fights in X2 are really fun to do without the weakness. But, with the weakness, they're kind of a joke. And there you go. There's what X looks like with all his armor parts on. I think it looks really nice.
It does.
Last but not least is Crystal Snail. Luckily, we don't need his weapon to get anything else. So, let's see here. We got the heart piece and the sub-tank. Here we got the armor parts. Did we get a heart piece there?
I don't know.
I don't believe we did.
The one I do know you didn't get a heart piece in was Wheel Gator.
Well, we'll get there. Alright, so here...
I wasn't here for half of the stages.
Right, so this is where I would rely on chat, but I believe chat's been out of it this entire playthrough.
Yeah.
And by out of it, I mean we just haven't had
Two people.
We haven't had continuous viewership all day, which is weird. Because usually people are all on board for X. I love
how everyone was literally like, we can't wait for X, when are you going to play X? Just doesn't show up.
Yeah. Well, you say that now, and then they'll all show up. Alright, yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, where is it? I don't know how to get up there. I have Oh, that... Of course. I'm like, oh, I don't...
Crystal Snail?
Yeah. We're just gonna go fight Crystal Snail now.
I assume you can create a crystal pillar?
Crystal platform by using an enemy as a base.
That's fair. This is based on a type of snail that can create crystals, if I'm correct, with its saliva?
They burrow into crystals as well. They're called jewel snails, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, jewel snails, that's it. Honestly, I feel like nature's more incredible than most people think it is, or give it credit for.
I would give him some of that, but not all of it. Mostly just due to the fact that nature can be creepy as heck. Alright.
You're gonna go kick him, aren't you?
What do I look like? Duke Nukem?
Yeah.
I look nothing like Duke Nukem. What are you talking about, Casey?
No.
Casey, IRL and in-game, I'm not looking like... Even my profile picture does not look like Duke Nukem. What are you on about, Casey?
I'm messing with you.
Casey,
What?
you're gonna get a pic. You know that? You should just take one of my stickers and go like, guys, look, it's Duke Nukem.
Hey guys, it's me, Duke Nukem.
I don't even sound like Duke Nukem.
I know you don't.
Anyways.
I love how many times Gavin messes with me, but the one time I mess with him, he's just like, no.
No.
No funny.
No fun. Not funny. No hee-hor.
What?
He whore, ha ha, he who.
You sound like you're having a stroke.
Call a bondulance.
Okay.
James Crunch is having a borscht.
Alright, bud. Sure.
Hey, I mean, you never said I couldn't.
I never said you couldn't. And I never said you could.
And that is where it lies. In the gray zone.
And the Bezos.
From the makers of the Twilight Zone. Come, is it a bitch?
Okay.
Don't ask me, I'm somewhere else today.
You are.
Anyways, YouTube's new rules and guidelines aside, I don't really know what else to talk about here, because,
I don't either.
it's Crystal Snail. If you want to read the book for a little bit and get some trivia on some of the guys we already beat, that could be cool.
I'll try.
We'll cut a rain check. So the climb ladder's faster is something you might not recognize as happening until you've already gotten the part. And like, paid attention. Alright, so here's what this will do. This time it's weapon up. And it's a crystal that gets broken apart this time. So some of the smooth crystally walls we can't actually climb up at all, so be careful with your tools. Here's Overdrive's Ostrich's weapon. It's kind of fun. Bounces off walls. Speeds up as it goes along, which is nice. And it's time for the door. Casey just conveniently reading Crushed Crawfish's information, and everybody's confused.
No, I'm not reading Crushed Crawfish.
No, but now you are.
I'm not.
Curious. Jumping ahead of game.
No, I'm not.
Okay. Well, here's Crystal Snail. He's got some fun effects with Mode 7 rotation and whatnot.
Look at him.
He also likes to slow down time in a very unique way. So the way they programmed the time for the time to slow down with Crystal Snail is they overclocked the CPU to the point where it starts to slow down and cause this effect. Which is why on some emulators it doesn't work properly if you overclock your CPU.
Put it to 200.
You gotta go higher than that, but yeah.
Never mind, I can't. I'm gonna continue looking at this guy because he looks really interesting.
He's got time slow manipulation and all sorts of neat stuff. He definitely does not move like a snail.
I'm gonna fight you, X! Starts walking. I'm gonna get you any minute now, just stay put. So you seem to be slowed down, but his movements aren't.
Nope.
That's pretty neat of an effect. I assume they boosted his speed up to like 2 times while yours is halved.
It's quartered.
Quartered, really?
Yeah, it's 4 times. They sped him up 4 times.
So if there is no slowdown in the clock, he'll just start zipping across the screen.
Yep.
That's pretty funny.
I believe it crashes the game as well. Or it can. This Crystal Snail in general can crash the game if you're not careful. So
Wait, actually just regularly crash the base game?
yeah, you'd have to be in the fight and actively playing for somewhere around 6 hours.
Oh.
But it'll crash the game after that.
Okay.
Just because it's constantly wearing on the hardware. It's not bad for the little bit that you're in the fight, though. X2 is not destroying Super Nintendos. Don't start anything. But it is something that can wear on the hardware a little bit. Much like Mario RPG wears on the hardware a little bit.
It does?
Yeah.
What does it do?
Well, I mean, it's using all that processing power, plus it's using 3D mode effects. You know, think about it, like Star Fox and stuff does the same stuff.
That's fair.
You're just basically overclocking the system to do what you want. I believe Star Fox 2 better
Am I the only
handles
one who
it.
thinks that Surges kind of looks like Kane?
I can see it. And there is the Hunter stages. But we're not ready to go there yet. So we got everything in that stage. Junkyard.
And now we get to get the thing.
The thing and the stuff with the dupe. So Casey, out of the stages, oh shoot, which is your favorite?
It's a good question. I really like Wheel Gator's stage a lot.
That is a fair pick.
Crystal Snail has a really nice stage.
Let's see. We got the. I don't think we got the heart tank there.
No, you just breathe through the stage.
I know, but we got the sub tank there already. We're missing stuff here. I know that much.
Is this where they were watching you through?
Yep. Well, not this one in particular, but there is one in the X-Hunter stages that we'll see that is the exact same layout and everything. So, somebody made the assumption that you...
This one we didn't do.
Yeah, I know. So somebody made the assumption that because they destroyed this block here, they couldn't get this at all. But all you gotta do is off-screen it. It'll always come back as long as you leave it alive. So there's that. Let's see here. I believe we got everything in Crystal Snail stage. Not entirely sure. I know we're missing a heart piece here.
We are, but we'll get them.
We'll get them all. I know I will. I've got some time. We're only an hour and a half in.
Really?
Yeah.
Felt like two.
Yeah, we're getting there. That's for
You
sure.
got this one. I remember that.
That's where the X-Hunter was. Down here's where the bike begins.
No, this you can't get off.
I can get off it, but I don't want to. Okay, that's the ramp where we need to jump.
No, you need to backtrack through the stage, or...
Yep, go backwards, get a bike.
Oh, dang. Just one just chilling.
And I missed. Barely missed, but I missed. So now we're gonna have to do this the hard way. No.
Wrong one.
Wrong one. And that is how you do it.
I'm surprised you got that first try.
I've practiced that a lot.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of the playthroughs you'll find on YouTube do the bike and get the bike all the way up there. I've even managed to save the bike before, but it's fucking hard. Essentially, you have to turn around point blank on it.
I bet.
Alright, so we got everything there. Got everything there. Which one up here? So we weren't sure on Flame Stag.
We weren't sure on Flame Stack.
Wait, no. I did get the heart piece there because of where it's located. So, we have one there, and I think one here. So, we'll start with Bubble Crab. If you don't mind looking up where the sub-tanks are, because I am confused on why I don't have all of them.
It might be here.
Well, one of them's gonna be here. I'm missing two, so...
So if it is here, that would make one.
Yeah, but...
Did you get the one in,
We got the one in Flame Stag, and we got the one in Wire Sponge, and that's all we got.
Did you get the one in, I think, Crystal... Crystal Snail has one.
You think Crystal Snail, or you know? I would double check it.
Going to. You think I was just gonna tell you and not double check?
Part of me was kind of like, yeah, maybe. Hey Casey, can you help me out with this playthrough? Yes, I'm right on everything. It's the Casey tape method.
I agree with everything and anything.
Until you're wrong, in which case.
What? What am I wrong?
No, unless you're wrong, and in which case, Casey's just like, no.
Yes, I know what it looks like.
Alright.
I want to know where it is, you ding. Bubble crab, okay. In the open water area, after the fish opens the big red door in the ground, there is a flat surface that stretches out for longer than most. The fish bot will glide very close to the ground here. Charge up bubble splash so you can jump high. When you jump, you'll see it on the left. Okay. When at the surface, tap the jump key again to jump on off of the surface of the water.
Yeah, I know, I got it. Where's the heart piece here?
Oh, I just searched up the tanks. So, you got the one in Water Sponge, Flame Stag, and Magna Centipede, or the...
Magna Centipede.
Magna Centipede.
So we gotta go back there.
Casey, she thought she knew.
Alright.
The song is really good.
Yeah, the PlayStation remix is even better. I like Duff McWhalen's version of this way, way more.
I hear that man's name everywhere. He's a good composer.
Duff McWhalen?
Yeah.
We're talking about the boss, right? Or are we talking about the inspiration from Guns N' Roses?
I'm being funny.
Of course.
I can't be funny, chat.
Felipe says skipping stones with X. I mean, yeah, kind of.
Overdrive Ostrich.
Ostrich. Alright, so...
Okay, so I'm gonna mention the ones from Overdrive Ostrich, see if that...
We already did both that.
You did that?
Yeah, we
okay,
did.
Which ones are you unsure of?
I'm unsure of... So, we know that Magna Centipede has one there. Crystal Snail, I have no idea if I got the heart piece there. And, I don't know if I got it in Bubble Crab.
Okay, so I'm gonna mention the Bubble Crab one, too.
I'm gonna go to Magna Centipede first.
Magna
So go ahead
Centipede.
and save it real fast. Felipe says, a boss so good that Guns N' Roses got inspired by them. Other way around. All of X5's bosses are named after composers, producers, singers, and the guitarist, bassist, and all of that from Guns N' Roses in different eras. It was named that way because somebody at Capcom wanted to impress their husband with the localization to X5. Fun fact, they broke up a couple months later, and he never played X5.
Wow.
I do not remember who, but I think it's rather...
I thought you were gonna get crushed for a second. I was like, you were standing a little too close to that edge.
I know that she was one of the localization aides one of the localization leads for RE2. So... there we go. After those names, I can see why, says Felipe. Yeah, X5 went and renamed the bosses back to their proper names. The proper names could also be seen in the X5 manual. Yeah. Those old names still stick as nicknames for the bosses. So, let's get the one here in Wheelgator, and then move on over to the next stage. Then we can go to Bubble Crab's stage and fill up, so we'll do that one last. How is the chat holding up, though? They having a good time? How about you, Casey? You having a good time?
Yeah, I'm doing.
You're feeling it now, Mr. Krabs.
Indeed, I am. Real Gator.
I already know where it's at on this one.
Oh, geez, sorry.
Oh, jeez. Oh, gosh.
My assistance is no longer required, chat. I bid you adieu.
Adieu.
Disappears.
I bid you some glue. It just turns into rubber.
I bid you some glue.
Just turns into rubber cement.
Even better, just turns into a container of paste. It's like a big Elmer's glue tub. Okay, that is overly difficult.
Yeah, it's a little tight.
I think that should be it all.
Nope, we're still missing a few. We have another, we have another Felipe popping in here saying Mega Ultraman. No, this is MegaManX. Is it a speedrun start? Is it the speedrun strat one? I'm not doing that one right now. I'm just playing through the game.
Gavin's not a speedrunner. One time.
We attempted it, but we're not gonna do that. So Crystal Snail was the one I think I was missing for the heart piece. Or where did you say it was at?
No, I'm not reading. No, I'm kidding.
Oh gosh.
You said Crystal Snail?
Yeah, Crystal Snail. I'm just missing the heart piece here.
Wheel, Crystal, where are you at? It's Flame Stag, Magazine. Here you go. At the beginning of the stage, get the right armor, head left, back up the ramp, fall left down into the fake bottomless pit to a platform.
I found it as you said it.
Didn't do a second dash. No, I'm kidding.
I didn't do a second dash. I couldn't do a second dash.
You can also more safely get the heart tank using the strike chain to grip the wall at the end of your jump.
We're gonna do it the hardcore way.
Of course you will.
We're going to use the strike chain.
Another way you can do it is using the Giga Crush attack, since it stalls you in midair.
That might work, but you could read chat for just a moment. People are asking all sorts of good questions.
Oh, boy. Let me get to it.
I just barely missed that.
Okay, YouTube is being funny with my phone.
Gotta love the X Legacy Collection.
Gotta just really love it. I was talking about the one where you can skip having the hook It's not the hook shot. They said I was talking about the one where you can skip having the hook shot just by doing a really cool wall jump. That sounds like an Ocarina of Time strat, or at least Majora's Mask, because the hook...
I think they're talking about...
the strike chain?
I'm assuming they're talking about not having the strike chain to get something, but I don't think there's anything in this game that's that way. There's stuff that was like skip getting the dash boots by using the strike chain, but...
Is it kind of bad that I really wanted to see you just dash off the edge on accident?
It might be a bit much. At the gator level. Oh, no, you need strike chain to skip the dash boots. But you'll still need the dash boots later, but we didn't do that. I attempted it, but not very much. Did it!
Nice.
Alright.
Now jump off the ledge.
Actually, that might not be a bad strat right now, because I am almost out of lives. We'll refresh the lives, and then we'll go on to the next and final one. So where's the heart piece in...
That was it.
No, in Bubble Crab.
Oh, bubble crab?
Yeah.
He hides it in one of his bubbles.
Close, but no
A
cigar.
little after you see the fish-looking submarine for the first time, scale a wall to the right of the large trapdoor where to the sub opens. Climb near the top and then dash off to reach the orange rocket platform.
Okay, I'm assuming it's... So once you're down here, I'm assuming it's over to the far right wall, right?
Okay. So, a little after you see the fish-looking submarine for the first time, scale the wall to the right of the large trapdoor.
Okay, then I know exactly what we're doing. First up, though. Fish goes bye-bye.
The fish was required for this.
The fish was not required for this.
There you go. That's all you have to...
Casey?
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's
And near the top, then dash jump off the left
Oh, I
to reach the
see
orange
it.
rocket platform. It may take a few tries, scale the wall as it goes up, and get the heart tank. Were you gonna tell me I was wrong?
Casey, it's gone. I already got it.
Casey, munch. You just look back at me and I'm eating it. Casey, you're not supposed to do that.
Alright, so we're going to use this little trick right here to fill up on all of our sub-tanks before we go to the final couple levels. I hope everybody's been enjoying it so far. I'm sorry that today's stream has been a little later than normal. My tooth pain has been killing me, but we are going to the dentist soon to get it fixed up, all that jazz. So, soon I will not be in much pain anymore. So, it's time to begin the X-Hunter levels. So, some fans might be asking, am I gonna do the Shuriken? Yes. Maybe. A little bit. We'll give it a shot, but I'm doing it on Rookie Hunter mode, because I'm not having progress reset because of some silly stuff. But I'll show it off because I didn't get the Hadoken in X1. The main reason I didn't get the Hadoken in X1 is because I kind of wanted to just show it off in Maverick Hunter X. But regardless, here's the first stage. We've got more gimmicks from the intro stage coming back.
Indeed.
Lots of little guys.
Lots of little guys.
Crushable walls. I don't think Felipe understands what X is. Because that has nothing to do with X. Question mark?
We're talking about the heart tanks, but they said hook shot.
And now they're saying Dr. Garrow?
Where are you at? Oh, because my thing. Why did it reset like that?
I'm confused. No, we're here to stop the X-Hunters, and Sigma's here, as we've learned, so...
Dr. Garrow, he's
Nothing related to Mega Man as far as I know. So you can actually destroy this guy even faster?
Yes. Oh, that's why the name sounded familiar to me. We're not playing a Dragon Ball game. This is Mega Man.
Yeah, that has nothing to do here.
It's this guy. He looks somewhat similar to
Surges,
because of his hat, but that's about it. Yeah, no, this isn't Dragon Ball. Oh, he kind of looks like Wily, actually.
I suppose, but I'm good. As far as that's concerned, I've never seen Dragon Ball in my life. Sorry, folks.
That's the only reason why I think they'd say that. Only because of the mustache and the hair.
Gotcha. Hello, Foxino.
We got first introduced to this series through a bootleg.
There aren't that many Mega Man bootlegs.
That's fair.
Although, that would make
Not
for...
all of them are documented, though.
Actually, we have a majority of the bootlegs that came out around this time. As far as most bootlegs are concerned, a lot of bootlegs took obscure games to do it, because if they took more modern, well-known games, they would have essentially been caught red-handed.
The little flippy old man reminds me of him.
That
That doesn't make it him.
The little grabby hand will force you down that pit. This one will do the same for here. We're just gonna dash right on past him. This actually allows for an easier way to the boss.
Foxino says, what? Gavin hasn't seen Dragon Ball?
What? Gavin hasn't seen an anime? Yeah, that's right, folks. I've never seen Dragon Ball. My boyfriend keeps trying to get me into it, and I'm down to watch the original series. It looks really good. I've never seen it.
The original series is a slapstick as Lupin.
I'm sure I will.
I'm currently watching through it, just because I got introduced to the series like halfway through.
Could you read me up some stuff on Violin real quick?
Yeah, sure.
By the way, his weakness is the bubbles, but we're saving the bubbles right now.
By the way, is that his hairpiece?
I believe it's a tail, actually.
Well, I'm saying that because up there...
Oh, it might be it.
You see how it's
Oh, it
connected?
is a hairpiece. I thought he was like a monkey or something.
He looks more like a hog to me, though.
I could see that.
Wait a minute. No, wait. I know what he is. He's a boar.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of bored fighting him too, but that doesn't...
That was really good. But no, it's because of the tusks. They're very small, but you can see them.
One hit away from death, and we did it without using any sub-tank. How could he have overloaded my circuits? Because we beat you once already. With a less dumb gimmick. So the gimmick here is the same exact fight, except for blocks will randomly appear. And change the trajectory of trajectory of his ball. So Felipe says he's metal. Zenny says he hasn't seen it either. All right.
What were you asking me to search up again?
I was just asking you to look in the books, find some facts about the X Hunters.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Next up, we have Violin here. Or no, we already did Violin, but we got Agile. We already went over Agile, so go over Violin for a bit. I'm sorry. I'm all sorts of mixed up today.
I like his hat. Agiles.
Agiles.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of a good way to cover X3, because X3 actually has 2 different bosses for all of the stages, depending on which order you do, and how you beat certain bosses. I think we're just going to go for best ending and call it a day.
Ooh.
Because there's one boss I know that I suck at, there's one boss I know I'm good at. For the first stage, for the second stage, I don't remember how to do Vile anymore.
You did it once, so I know you can do it.
Well, I could do all of them, it takes me a little bit. Carmack says more like a violent. I mean, yeah, that is how he was named. We went over that already, actually.
Is it weird that I think that Sting Chameleon looks really weird when his cybernetic eye is not shown?
Yeah, that's fair. Alright, we made it down here.
Violin. There you go.
I'm just gonna take the hits like a champ. We're gonna use Crystal Snail's weapon to get across there.
Yeah.
There's the picture.
Yeah, I know it's a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
showing
the
the hairpiece even more. That's what I meant.
Alright.
It's a picture.
It's a picture. Yes, Casey, it's a picture. Picture.
No, you're not doing it right. It's a picture. You have to whisper really loudly.
Felipe says Agile, cousin of Quickman. Oh,
I was
actually,
gonna ask you that earlier.
no,
No, not that. I was gonna ask you a question regarding Quickman.
What was that about? What about Quick?
How good do you think X would fare in Quickman's stage
Oh,
against the Quick lasers?
we'll actually see that in X5.
Really?
Yeah. So I got it wrong. This is Surge's.
I'm looking in the wrong part of the book.
We already went over Surge's, I thought.
Who surges?
We didn't go over Violin, though. So. I'm just gonna use my Giga Crush here. Get rid of all of those super quickly. And now all we need to do...
This just looks like a Wily machine. I'm sorry.
It's supposed to. It's supposed to have you questioning whether this is Dr. Wily or not. Which is what makes it even weirder that they changed his dialogue for the US release.
Really?
Yeah, not by much, but just enough to, like, remove certain hints. Okay, that didn't work. What's his weakness say?
I will check.
Thank you. I think it was Overdrive Ostrich's weapon, but I could be wrong. This is a never-ending
his
story. This is Surge's.
Surges. That's right. I don't know why my mind immediately went through. His name is Valor. Don't ask me. There he is.
Known weaknesses. Sonic Slicer's Real, Speed Burner, and Rolling Shield for simulation. Okay, I'm assuming that's referring to X Collection, so...
Sonic Slicer is not a thing, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it is? Oh, it's that right there.
But so is Flame Stag's weapon, so... Rolling Shield's the one that's not. And I believe they do appear in... They can appear in the, X, I do believe they appear in the X Legacy Collection.
Oh, via
The X Challenge.
the X Challenge, yeah.
Speaking of...
This is a difficult weapon to control. Especially with a boss like this.
Yeah, we're just gonna use the charged up form.
Telling me you could have done this from the beginning?
Yes.
What's his face?
Uh,
This is impossible. The prophecy must be fulfilled.
see, they changed that.
What was it originally?
It was something like, I know more about Zero than you ever will. And,
Oh yeah, because Wily created Zero.
yeah. Felipe says, little goofy old man. Zenny says, hee, do the whisper again, please, Casey. Alright, in the next stage here, we're actually going to encounter, I believe... We've got, well, one, we've got Agile, and two, we've got the Shuriken. So, we're gonna be learning moves like we were in Street Fighter 6.
Oh boy.
Speaking of Street Fighter 6, it's a good game.
It has been really fun. I'm sad that it's not on Switch.
So many Mega Man references. I mean, like, listen, you can reference Final Fight, you can reference Strider, yeah, sure. Mega Man is the only character to have him in the game in, like, the battle hub and stuff. They know what they're doing.
He's got a picture. He's got a camera. There's Mets.
There's Mets there. There is the little Roomba dudes in the game are Gavials from Mega Man 1.
Okay, what the freak? They really wanted this to be a challenge, didn't they?
All right. Once we get up there, I'll show you guys what you have to do, and then I'll show you how I plan on doing it, because this the way to get the Shuriken is definitely one of those little known secrets that are just an absolute pain for everybody involved. And by everybody, I mean me, because I'm the one playing.
Yeah, I won't have to do this until the day I decide to play X2.
If you ever decide to play X2.
How dare you?
Hey, it's not a bad thing. It's just X2 is annoying. Or X2 can be annoying, I should say. Not
Isn't it as annoying as Classic 2?
No. I actually think I prefer this to Mega Man 2. But it's a very weirdly slim margin.
I was gonna say, you're not gonna take that thing all the way up?
I have to.
That's what I was saying, or thinking.
Yeah, you've got to get to the thing, so... Street Fighter V had, like, 3 Mega Man costumes? Yeah, but... Street Fighter 6 has full-on actual Mets that are totally different from every other Met we've ever seen in Mega Man, along with a bunch of other little references and details. Certain NPC characters reference those found in Zero and ZX. There were all sorts of little references that
I'm surprised you were able to land back on that thing. Sorry, I tried to pull my shirt out in time so I could sneeze into it. Wasn't able to.
You're fine. And we...
You can't take these guys out with the Giga Crush?
I could, I really don't want to, though.
I'm pretty sure I got the name wrong.
No, you got the name right. I don't want to at the moment.
Okay. No, I understand that. It's just that I felt like I got it wrong. Did you get rid of him because you switched your weapon?
Game. It got rid of, yeah, because it did get rid of him because I switched the weapon.
Me freezing an enemy with it. Or not an enemy. Me freezing a Maverick with it. Casey, that's not how that works. Make enemy go bye bye.
God damn it. By the way, if you're wondering, yes, I do have to take this thing all the way up there if I want the Shuriken. So how's the chat holding up?
New Mets for the list, says Felipe. No, don't do this to me. We've already discussed this.
New Met for the list.
No, that list is dead.
No, it is not. You still have it. Why don't you want to admit it was a good list?
It was a good list. I'm saying it's become so extensive.
Well, it doesn't mean you should stop.
I never said I would.
Then why are you saying the list is dead?
I never said the list was dead. Did I?
Yes, you literally just did. Can you shut the curtain, please?
Okay.
Some things shall never change. Speaking of things that we thought was never going to change, the neighbors moved out.
Surprisingly, they did.
So,
Do you want to give the possible reason that we came up with?
sure, I'll give that reasoning. So, what ended up happening over the last couple weeks was there was a convention. Specifically, a furry convention here in my hometown. I go to it every single year. So, because I live so close to it, we decided we don't need any... Oh, come on. We decided we don't need any hotel room or anything, so oftentimes we'd end up leaving the house in full suit. My neighbors have been very picky and nosy lately and looking outside, and I think they saw us in fursuit and ran for the hills. Oh, come on. This isn't that hard, I swear.
The Drop Brothers says, I remember you told us that.
Yep, I did. That I did. I told them.
I don't remember.
They sent me a laughing blue sticker. Back up we go. Oh, I really wish I could determine the direction of the platform by, like, shooting or something. Instead, they mapped it to jump, and, like, it's okay, but that despawned the platform, didn't it?
Well, then again, the shuriken is not meant to be an easy thing to acquire.
No, but this is part of the normal stage. This right here is part of the normal stage.
Oh gosh, is it?
Yes.
You can't advance?
No.
Or, like, jumping off the wall and using the strike chain?
Nope. You actually have to get it at least above that little nook there that I'm fiddling with. And the thing is the input lag here is actually better than the Super Nintendo. So.
I could only imagine what they had to go through.
Oh yeah, you could just kind of piece it together bit by bit.
So they thought you were werewolves?
No, they knew we were furries and ran. We looked nothing like werewolves when we went to the convention.
I don't think Felipe knows what a furry is.
I would say, yeah. Alright.
That's the one thing about the X series I really dislike.
What?
That you can't crouch and shoot.
Wait till we get to X5.
Yeah.
Oh, did I do it?
Oh. It doesn't even look like you can fit it through there, but I'm pretty sure you can.
Probably can't, actually.
Oh. Oh! Yes, let's go. No.
Alright. And here is how you get the shuriken. You might be thinking, oh, well, it can't be as bad as jumping off a cliff 6 times. Oh no, trust me, it's not as bad as that. It can be worse at times. Do you see what I gotta do here?
Yeah.
If I swear to gosh, if I do this perfectly and I didn't need to turn on Rookie Hunter mode, I will scream. So, here's what you have to do. Equip the speed burner. Charge it up all the way. Dash one way, speed burner the other. If you die, you gotta go back here. Get out your crystal weapon and go from there. If you want to read chat for just a moment.
Got you covered.
It always gives you
I thought you were gonna say that the problem is that there are no furries in MegaManX. No, what does that have to do with our neighbors?
There are plenty of furries in MegaManX.
Did you hear about the new Prince of Persia game that was just announced?
I did not. I'm sorry, I haven't been paying attention to Gamescom, or not Gamescom.
Felipe literally...
Summer Games Fest. I'm sorry.
Felipe just said it's a matter of faith.
The dash? No, it's skill. It's skill oriented. This
I
isn't...
don't know if that's what they're talking about or
The Prince of...
leaving. At this point, I'm just like... majorly confused.
We are confused, everybody. Welcome to the X2 Confusion Run. Chat gets a
Contusion run?
contusion, sure. Contortion.
Convulsions.
Yes, because we're having muscle spasms, the video game.
Muscle spasms, the video game. I'm sorry, that's really funny to me.
And then you hang here to the left. You have to have all the armor parts, or else the door doesn't open down here. And by door, I mean the capsule doesn't appear. Here's some of the more poorly translated dialogue. Wow, you're so cool. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. Step inside for a special surprise.
So is it performed with a quarter circle punch? Or...
Yep.
Alright.
You gotta do the exact motion for the shuriken. And then shoot.
It's got fire to it. It's Ken's.
Yep. You get Ryu Zadoken, Ken Shuriken. That is a one-hit kill for most bosses. All you have to do to perform it is the motion and have full health.
Is your armor that strong that that enemy just did not phase you?
Yep. So we're gonna try to do it up against Agile, but you have Shenlong. No.
That's Agile? Sorry, I thought that was Sigma.
There we go.
No, this cannot be.
Avenge me. Look at that! I'm so powerful, I'm standing on spikes.
Wow, you were so cool, and now you have Shenlong.
It's a reference to Street Fighter. They mistranslated the Dragon Punch as Shenlong. You must be powerful enough to beat Shenlong before you can beat me. But it means you have to overcome the Shuriken. I don't know. Don't ask me. They mistranslated a couple characters. I got nothing. Alright, here is the quote-unquote final stage. See something similar?
Nah.
Capsule's busted. We have to do the refights.
I assume that would have been the one where you fight.
You'd go straight to Sigma if you went in that capsule. So we're going to start here and work our way around. I'll do my best to show off the Shuriken's power, but if I run out of health, I run out of health. Oh, you don't! Huh. Or wait, no, I didn't take any damage. Oh right, I'm still on Rookie Hunter mode. Oh.
Gavin's cheating.
I'll turn it off real quick.
No, you're good. You can keep it on.
I didn't
No,
mean
you
to.
got all the armor parts, so you got like triple defense.
So that was my bad. I've just been cheating this whole time. Got it. Got it. Still does quite a lot of damage.
Dang. Sorry, that was.
Oh yeah, you're good.
That was instinct.
If you could read the chat for just a bit while we just blitz through these guys.
No.
Okay then.
It would be funny if that arena was like Mega Man and Base, where you died post-fight by falling into the spikes.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that.
Alright, Felipe, no, that's not true. It's just we literally forgot that we had Rookie Hunter mode on.
Oh, what?
Gavin's actually really skilled at these games. I was doing something of an... Wait, something... Gavin's cheating and Yodel Beaten voice rocks my world out of nowhere. Oh, they were spacing out and me saying Gavin's cheating caused them to
Come back to reality.
snap back to reality. Whoop, there goes gravity.
Whoop, there goes X.
He's so mad at me. Jokes aside though, chat,
I'm usually pretty good at these games. It's just
yeah, he's...
sometimes I forget.
Okay, if we're gonna talk about somebody who's baby mode gaming, it's probably me. Because I am not really good at X, but I'm learning.
I would say karmic, but every time I offer, I'm like, it's okay to play on an easier difficulty. And like, let me be real here. It is okay to play on an easier difficulty, especially if it's your time.
Offered.
Especially if it's offered and you feel like, you know, you're just gonna have a better time playing it. Yeah, go for it. I would not condemn you in the slightest.
Like, no one's gonna, like, put you down just because of that. I mean, if you need to do it to learn how things go.
That's how I learned to play Mega Man 2, was playing it on the easier difficulty.
I learned to play it on the more difficult one because we play Wily Wars first.
Yep.
I still can't beat normal mode.
You'll get there. You'll get there.
It is fun though. I can now say that I can beat 1 with little to no difficulty. Outside of the copy bot stage.
Isn't it funny that they say 2 is easier? Or 2?
This says 2 is easier.
A lot of people have said 2 is easier, and I'm like, no, it's not.
Okay, the only time I would say 2 is easier is in terms of its boss fights.
Now we've got Wire Sponge here. And just to show you, I am doing the input there. It does not do it. You have to have the... You have to have the 1. And like I promised beforehand, I was going to show off the alternate death for Wire Sponge here.
He looks like a sea pickle more than a sponge.
Is that a thing?
What?
Sea pickles.
Yes.
Of course it is.
You didn't know that?
Nope. He can do that, by the way, number of times.
Oh my gosh, that's brutal.
That is the only one that is still in the game. The other ones were removed, and we don't know what they look like.
They're not even in the files.
Nope. Nope, not even in the files. They didn't have time to make them.
You think they'd add them back in for this collection? Or at least show us like,
there was-
depictions of it.
Believe it or not, there was all sorts of stuff that was planned for the X collection on the PS2. That was one of them. And Maverick Hunter X2 would probably have had them as well. But now I'm going to show off how to properly beat Morph Moth, especially if you're like me and just really suck at dodging things.
Burn it.
Burn the moth, like bringing a moth to a flame. If you ever heard that expression, that's what's going on here. As you can see, it's got cartoonishly anime eyes there. He gets shocked every time you jump over him. He's like, wait, I wasn't expecting that.
X can jump? No, it's not possible.
You mean he could what? This entire time he could what? Dash right on through him. Come back over this way. Dash right on through him. Burn the moth, says Zenny. Felipe says, don't burn moths.
Burn them moth. Burn them moth.
Oh boy, we're having a fun time now. So we'll be doing Mega Man Extreme next. I believe it'll either be tomorrow, and if not tomorrow, it'll be the first stream next week. I know that I've been waiting a little bit to do this. It's literally just been tooth pain. Unbearable amounts of pain in my mouth. So, I defy you, Mothman. I think you mean Heartman. I defy you, Heartman, and then they edit
that's a
in.
good question. What are your views on the Mothman?
The one that's in the southern border of Ohio.
Yeah.
Well, it started out as an urban legend. I know that much. I've seen some pretty weird things in my time. Do I believe there's a Mothman? Maybe at one time. I don't know. I'm not that smart, but
Okay.
I don't know. It's cool. He eats cars.
I mean, yeah.
I've passed through that region a couple times, so I kind of hope he's not real.
Your car looks scrumptious.
Well, no,
Could you please exit the car so I can eat it?
He doesn't give you an option to exit the car. He eats you in it.
No, I'm saying it as a.
I can't make jokes around this fool.
Darn right, I'm a fool.
Wait, that's in Ohio? Yeah.
Yeah, it's southern.
I mean, I'm
It's-
used to the West Virginian moth, man. That's the one I'm used to.
I thought they were the same Mothman. I know it.
Depending on region, apparently it's different.
Well, I know it's the southern border of Ohio to Kentucky. Particularly over a bridge.
How is yours depicted? Because the one I know is blue in skin, big, large red eyes.
Same thing.
Same thing?
Same thing. It could even be the same. It could have stemmed from the same urban myth. I thought it all stemmed from a movie.
Did you just damage that wall, or was that him?
That was him.
That's pretty cool.
That leaves little spikes that'll damage you and make you not climb on them anymore. Alright. Almost done with Wheelgator here. This, I feel, is the most boring fight in the entire game.
Burn him.
The oil doesn't burn, sadly.
Doesn't?
No. I'm sure there was a plan for it, but...
Oil can burn even if it is completely dirty.
Yeah, it can, I believe. I don't know off the top of my head. Looks like they're talking about... They're still going on about the Mothman, apparently.
I've seen Mothman, but not much more. Don't know that much about him. He's also an SMT.
Shin Megami Tensei. Yeah. Alright, so we got 2 left. Top or bottom, Casey?
Top or bottom?
Yeah, top or bottom.
But
No.
You gonna ask me again?
No, because you're gonna make a worse joke.
Am I?
You better not.
50-50.
Which capsule are we going into?
Yes. Up. We're gonna go on the top one.
Uh,
I was gonna mention, by the way, you went through this without asking chat to choose.
yeah, I know. The layouts here are a little messy, so I didn't want to ask.
Oh yeah, just like the one we Karmic and I when we raced which one was it, 5?
4, but we're not gonna get into that.
It was funny.
Okay. Okay, so it's not that.
Tiny room?
No, just as big. It's just a closed off space. What am I doing?
Playing a video game? Live streaming?
We'll slow him down.
Oh, you were fighting him without his weakness?
Yeah, I was like, what do it?
Being funny.
Showing off that I'm just that good, I guess. Watch, this is where I'll die, because
Because you're getting cocky?
I'm getting cocky.
Oh, Gavin's cocky. Chat.
Gavin's Cockney accent.
Cockney accent. Oh my gosh, you can stun this fool?
Yeah. And that's how you beat him.
Gavin's too big again.
Do it, Casey. They were condoning me to just mess with you at that point.
What else is chat saying real quick?
Apparently there's a new message in chat by Felipe. It says, we've all been asked this question in our life.
What's the Mothman, or what, top or bottom? I think that's what they're talking about.
I don't know, they didn't continue it.
Of course. Well,
I
if you...
think that was an opening to their question, but then they never asked it, so...
I think
It hurts.
I think it's the top or bottom question that I asked because of the capsules.
Zenny says, I love my gremlin and her activities. I'm just me.
That's what I tell everyone.
I exist. That's what I tell a lot of people.
So, you have the I exist, and then there's me with, I'm just me.
Bam. I didn't use a single sub-tank.
You know, it'd be funny
What?
if he used the spin ability.
That wasn't created yet, Casey.
The
Anyways,
Nazi sequence.
it's been a while, X. Sigma.
What? He just gives X a Rubik's Cube. Now solve this! No!
Sure. If you guys are enjoying this, drop a like and subscribe, please.
Okay, I could barely register what was on screen for that second.
This. Remember I said we'd be here in the exact same stage? I meant it. We just do the first part of the stage again. Luckily, I've gotten pretty good at just kind of avoiding these guys.
Now to use Sting Chameleon's weapon. It's something in this game. What?
You know what's great, though?
What?
If I remember correctly, they also didn't remove that up there. So if you wanted to, you could actually go up there.
Really?
We're gonna give it a shot.
I'm kinda curious.
I don't think there's anything up there. But yeah, it's up here.
You can't use the morph mop thing to pull junk from there?
I don't think there was any junk up there.
Do you
but
want to try it?
Sure, why not? Learn something new.
You haven't, like, tried it before because you seem like
I-
bewildered by that thought.
I'm like, well, I've got full sub tanks. Hey, what the heck? Nope, nothing will get pulled except for dirt.
Well, it was worth a shot.
There is one of those in every stage, by the way. I don't exactly remember where this one's at, though.
It was that one. You just didn't do it.
What? Casey.
No, I'm saying the game registered you not doing it right, not me saying it.
You just did it wrong. What?
You did it, but better.
Do it wrong.
You did it, but better do it wrong?
Yeah.
What the heck? Casey and her gremlin ways. Alright, you ready? For the best cutscene in the entire game. Look who I found wandering around, X. My friend here has a small problem with you. It seems that you let him die, and he's not too happy about that. Now I think it is time that he repays the favor. Bitch, your copy's bad.
I'm sorry, when he entered, did that kind of sound like Guile's theme?
Yeah, it's supposed to. You should have studied the blueprints closer. There's only 1 0. But yeah, Zero's got a sword, he's got cool new shoulder pads, he's all decked out.
He does look different.
Yep.
I forgot he didn't have shoulder pads originally.
Mm-hmm.
That's how used to his new design I am.
So if you had to fight Zero, you would eventually jog his memory, and then you'd have to come down here and fight. I'm gonna do my best, but
Did it just lag?
it did. Everyone should have a gremlin, said Zenny. Maybe. Sometimes it gets on my nerves, but it's not too bad, usually, Zenny. Look at Manlet Zero? What does that even mean? Well, Black Zero eventually becomes an armor that's even more powerful.
Whoa!
Yeah, he will slice and dice you up and down and sideways.
Sheesh.
This is why I
This man
cannot.
has been playing too much Pokemon.
This is why I cannot wait to showcase X3's opening cutscenes, because you see this guy fully animated in the opening.
I cannot wait till we get to X3.
Alright, come on down.
Sorry, but I just feel like X is more story driven than
Classic.
Classic.
It is. It is. It absolutely is.
So in terms of story, who has a better story? Battle Network or X?
Battle Network, because it's more consistent.
What do you mean? This game's not consistent with its lore?
We'll get there.
We'll get there when we get there.
X5, 6, 7, 8 in command mission. I'll explain what in the heck's going on, what's up with those, why it's so inconsistent, and my problems with those games. But it's not because they're bad games, it's just because they are straight up, they mess with the lore a little bit too much. Felipe says he's so short, that's why he's a manlet. Okay. Alright.
Zero's not a manlet. He's actually taller than X, if I'm correct.
Yeah, he is.
Oh my gosh. It's wireframe Sigma.
If you could turn to that page in the book, I believe his weakness is the bubbles.
I'm sorry, that's really funny. I've never been so afraid of Little Mac in my life.
Or no, it's Strike Chain. You might have some fun information about Virus Sigma here.
It's Virus Sigma?
This is Virus Sigma. You'll find it in the Sigma section of the book.
Virus. When Neo Sigma is destroyed, Sigma appeared in a viral form for the first time on record. It doesn't say anything.
Nothing more, just that he appears. Got it.
Oh, Strike Chain proved unusually effective at keeping Sigma virus at bay. Strike Chain, which you're already using.
As you can see, he could spawn enemies. He likes to go inside, on the outside of X and just kind of hang out inside my hitbox. But there we go. That was X2. In many ways, this game's better than X1. In some ways, it's a little worse. And I feel like the rushed segments of this game make it utterly apparent that the Mega Man team at the time was definitely struggling to keep it together under the pressure of having to put out Classic and X, because right after this game came out, they did Mega Man 7, and then Soccer, passed the torch over to Minakuchi for X3, worked on Mega Man X4 in that meantime. So,
Mega Man, I've lost you again. Each defeat only makes me stronger and serves to bring you closer to your ultimate doom. But something is not right. I don't quite understand. Why did Zero? He is last of the Doctor's creations.
there you go. Fleabus says, oh no, he's digivolving.
Felipe is making way too many references to other franchises right now, and it's hurting my brain.
Yeah, they also make some comments about X8 that I heavily disagree with, but X8's a good game. I'm not speaking...
I'm here to defend X8.
I will, definitely. How long this game is going? Well, seeing as we just finished up Skatana, this long. I've got a little bit more left. We'll be doing Extreme 1 either tomorrow or early next week. I've got a bit of tooth pain actually, and it's starting to bother me again a little bit.
X2 this long.
This long. It's about 2 hours long, give or take. Especially if you're good. It could take a lot longer if you're not great. But this was X2. It's a good game. I actually really enjoy this. The X series has a lot of lore and a lot of stuff going on in it that makes some people who are really big fans of Classic do not like X because of that heavier focus on lore. I think X is the perfect way to follow up the Classic series by making the pressure heavier, because after this, X gets darker, Zero brings the pressure, ZX lightens up slightly, only to find out there's a seedy underbelly, and then Legends is the capstone to it all, as if a tombstone were laid to rest. Battle Network's more lighthearted, and then Star Force is more depressing. But depressing.
I know it's depressing, but it feels, you know...
It's a breath of fresh air. They're all really good.
It's a breath of the wild.
Not doing that one yet anytime soon. Yet or anytime soon. Both.
Like, I know Zero's standing straight up.
Yeah.
But he's still taller than X.
Yeah.
Zero's like, what, 6 foot something?
It says in the book, I believe. I'll check. But yeah.
Why are we talking about how tall Zero is? Wait.
Because that's what we were discussing beforehand.
That's right.
Either way, X2 is fun. I think it's a really good game. I think the main ways that it's weaker than X1 is the environmental hazards are gone. The reuse of one level towards the end is a little sketchy. And I don't really enjoy the way some of this game feels. But it's not because it's a bad game. It is a perfectly fine game. And I would recommend it if you enjoyed X1, but I would also say lower your expectations just a little bit. It's not because it's bad, just because it doesn't live up to that hype. X3 definitely meets X1 in terms of content-wise, but quality-wise, towards the end, it drops off. X4 meets that expectation, but we'll get there when we get there. And the Extreme games are lovely little side games. So Extreme 1 being next actually takes a lot off my shoulders, because X3 is one of those games that I actually have a lot of anxiety about about the later X games.
Oh yeah, its chess piece did change a lot. I did not realize that between the games. That's interesting. Let me see here.
There's like 3 pages on Zero in there.
Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, and 4?
5.
5, 6.
6. 6 full pages on Zero. And then 1 on...
7.
Are we counting the Zero Nightmare?
No, we're not.
It has Green Biker Dude, so it's at least an 8 out of 10, says Felipe. I wouldn't give it...
It doesn't mention how tall he is in this.
Yeah, you could look it up. Regardless, though, I mean, X2 is definitely worth your time. If you have the X collection, which is on sale right now... Let me do some searching real quick.
Be searching, chat.
Gave you some completely different.
Yeah. The Mega Man X collection is on sale right now for whenever Nintendo wants to load for $8. So for $8 you can get 4 really great games, and for like 14 you can get the whole X saga up to X8, which isn't bad. But this was Mega Man X2. I suppose I should close it out now. I've been having a good time with this, but we'll certainly have more to say either tomorrow or the next day. So, any closing thoughts, Casey, before I close this out here?
Muffin.
Gotcha. So thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing and all that jazz. If you enjoyed this playthrough, please drop a like, subscribe, and share it with a friend. And if you want to see more, just let me know. I've also got a Discord down below and a Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at GavinDragonYT. You can donate to the PayPal on your screen or in the description below. And there'll be stuff for you to click on once the video gets done processing on YouTube's end of things. I have been your humble host, Gavin the Kitty. Good night, everybody.